was coming. Oh, there's a dog out there. Cute. Let's just say I did not mind saying a lot of things. Hi guys, I hope you're ready for the tea today. Tastes good. 16 years fresh. I'm terrified to read this journal. As you can tell, I'm not my normal setting. I am at my friend Katie's house. I am dog sitting her dog. If you want a house tour of Katie's house, this is her couch. I have been dreading this moment for probably my entire life. You know how sometimes you can get hit with this like feeling of apprehension or like fear out of nowhere and you're like, who's dying? And then, nothing happens. It was probably because I knew in the future I would be reading this journal and sharing it online. I don't read this journal anymore. I don't think I've read this journal since... Well, this is gonna be awkward, so let's just get right into it.
Maybe if we face up to this, we can make it through this. Closer, maybe we'll be closer, stronger than we were before. Yeah, maybe there's something more. Yeah, think that we got more time. We're falling behind. Gotta make up our mind.
Here we go. Here it is, journal number 3, and this journal's scale of happiness is, good lord, 3. I'm just gonna, solid 3. 3, that's it. This journal was in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Fun fact about this journal didn't even last a month. This is my shortest journal I've ever had, ever. This was given to me by my grandmother. I really don't want to do this. Oh my god. I really don't want to read this journal. Okay, here we go. I'm committed. I said I was going to do this, so let's go. There's a list that I'm following on the side so that I don't have to go through all of this because that's torture that I don't deserve. So I'm sorry that I don't make eye contact the whole time with the camera. I did not ask people to send in dates specifically for this journal. I had one, but I'm not going to read it. Because all the pages fell out, I've numbered them. I'm going to show you the front here. It says my Tara journal, and then it has these little puffy stickers that I'm sure someone really important gave to me. And then I have here, belongs to Bailey and Osborne. And then I have third book in the corner, just like I said, all my journals have. And then start date, end date. So this is what we're gonna do. I have read this journal in the last week. I actually laughed at some parts and I moaned with anguish that I felt in the pit of my stomach. And then I made a list of like some of the most stupidest or most savage things I said. So we're starting on page 17 here. Context of this is in Wisconsin, normal day. I can't. Oh no, I can't do this. We saw 2 people that I know that were friends of my brother, and one of them had his hair slicked back, and then I put a face with a tongue sticking out. That's what I thought of his hairstyle. I'm sorry. Page 28. This time we had Jessica sitting with us. I don't remember her last name. I don't remember where she's from. I don't ever remember why she was there, but she was sitting with us. She's kind of strange, and then I put like a perplexed face. She had zipper earrings and thought we were strange for not having gone to Asia. Which I have now, Jessica. So once she said, come here and do me a favor. So of course I go over. She said, arm wrestle me, which as a girl with arthritis in your wrist, you know that you don't arm wrestle people because that will really cause a lot of pain and damage. I said, oh, no thank you. And she said, why not? And I said, because it'll hurt. She said, not if you win. And I said, yes, it'll hurt either way. And then she tried to make me think I was going deaf, and I said, that won't work because I'm already half deaf. She said, you're deaf? And I said, partially. So she whispered in my ear, and I heard, so she said, you're not deaf. And I said, doesn't mean I can't hear. And then I said, I think, and in parentheses I said, and hope. She was somewhat embarrassed. And like looking back now, I can just see she was trying really hard to impress us, but she did it in a way that was rather aggressive. I hope she's grown up to be a very happy person because everyone deserves that. Let's see here. My next is page 32. What was I talking about? Oh dear. Okay, so I don't want to read this one. Okay, so we went back to Minnesota for the weekend, and I saw some people that I used to be friends with. I'm not gonna name names, but I said these two girls are, and then I put ... Well, I won't say, but they aren't very ladylike. Oh my gosh, I'm like shaking. I feel so terrible. I hate this video. The next one is page 36, and this one is just kind of funny. It's not as savage. So I said, I read a magazine and wrote in you a little. I had Malik and got Talia and Demetrius in trouble, but other than that, it was a pretty quiet afternoon. And I was like, there's no context, and there was no like details. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know why I felt like I had to say they got in trouble. So-and-so was there, but his hair was a little weird! Exclamation point. Great. Love that for me. Page 44. This one is savage, but it's not against people. So I have no shame in this. We were back in Wisconsin, and I was part of a home ec class, and we were making a Mexican meal. I had just come from a doctor's appointment, so I was kind of late, so I went running down. I ran down with the tortillas and then had to run back for the cilantro. Yuck. And I have yuck, like capitalized, underlined, exclamation point, and I misspelled it, like terribly. I spelled it CalonTro, cilantro. And I did not care because I don't like cilantro. That's the T, sis. It's just a plant. If you like it, I'm happy for you. I don't like it and I'm happy for me. Okay, page number 47. This is also not against a person. So I was writing about a couple things that were really like disappointing and hard that had happened recently. And then I said, did you know your pages are falling out? And I said, oh well, it's not your fault, you're cheap. Anyway, I wanted to burn some of these. And because they fell out, I feel like it would be easier to do so, but I'm not going to. It's part of my story, unfortunately. Page 65. This boy, Robbie, was flirting with a girl who was going to our church. And I said, man, they were flirting up a storm. Too bad Robbie already has a girlfriend! 2 exclamation points. I'm glad I'm not this girl. I think Robbie's a charlatan! Exclamation point. Maybe he was. I don't remember. The next one is the very next page. This is about my mom's cooking. I'm sorry, Mom. I've eaten a lot of my mother's food. And she's made some amazing meals. And for whatever reason, I felt like I had to say this about something she made. Ungrateful child. We ate our soup. It wasn't as good as her last soup. Why was I like that? Later, I was watching my brother play basketball, and one of his friends was there. And so-and-so, I'm not gonna say his name, was the person who narrates the whole thing, even though you see it right there and drives you crazy! Exclamation point. Page 89. This is about someone's musical abilities. I'm not gonna say who, I'm not gonna say where. They're a very nice person, and I don't know why I felt like I needed to say this. So-and-so played on drums. And then I put a smiley face as though I was this person's friend and I was happy for them. And then I said, she obviously wasn't very accustomed to playing like real drummers because she only did one thing at a time. And then I put another smiley face. As though I was some musical critic that could judge someone's drumming ability. I don't even play the drums. I am terrible. And that's the tea. Man alive. Moving on. I'm sweating. Like, I feel so uncomfortable with myself. Page 107. Okay, so this is the journal that I was writing in when I started writing my first full-length novel. And I actually finished it. I didn't finish it for 4 years. I finished it when I was 21. 20. I finished it when I was 20. I was really excited about this journal. And of course, this was the very beginning baby stages of it all. And like I based the characters on some of these people. And so I was like, you're my story, because I thought I was
so cool.
I told Dan that he was in the story I was writing, and so were some other people. And Dan asked, is it a romance book? And I say, no, do you want it to be? And he said, no. And I said, well, Brendan's in it. And Rob, another guy, I knew him, but I wasn't like friends with him. And he said, oh, it must be a romantic book. And then Rob said, can I be in it? And I said, sure. But then he farted, so I don't know. That's so funny. He didn't end up being in my story. Just in case you wanted to know how that ended. Page 111. Me actually saying I was writing in the bathroom.
Hashtag relatable.
I was writing in you when Dad said time for bed. Except I just wrote time for because English is hard. It's okay. And I said, just pray for me here before I change. So I go in to the bathroom, I'm assuming, and I write and write. I put a towel in front of the crack at the bottom of the door so he couldn't see the light. It must have worked because he walked right past without knocking. Getting in my journal time in the bathroom. And then I say on the next page, I wish I had taken my shower before my brother Quentin because he's always in for at least 45 minutes.
Roasted, Quentin.
He only showers once a week because he's Amish, so I'm glad he got those 45-minute showers in while he could. Oh yeah, my older brother was not born Amish. He did not marry an Amish woman. Him and his wife decided to become Amish like 3 years ago. I was not raised with an Amish brother. He became Amish once he became a fully functioning adult. So we're happy for him and we visit him sometimes. It's a fun time. Okay, so I was back in Minnesota again. I went on a trip with my brother and his worship band. He was in a worship band over the summer, which I'll get into more of that in a second. I was in Minnesota and I was staying with the girl who was my best friend while I was growing up. I said, hi, yep, I'm here in Minnesota. It's after church. And we're just in her room listening to this year's VBS music. And then I wrote, pretty lame! Exclamation point. I mean, everybody's allowed their opinion. It's getting cold. It's no longer fun to do that. So I'm still in Minnesota and I'm talking about, I had a crush on this boy since 1999. Some of my other friends liked him, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop liking him because friends like him and he's never gonna like me, so I stopped liking him. We talked about this boy, I'm not gonna say his name, our friend, the little scamp who told me she doesn't like him, does now. I called her a little scamp. I don't even know why it was such a big deal. So this clearly shows I still had feelings for this boy.
I liked him first.
Which is true, I did like him first. But now he's married and I think he's very happy, so I'm happy for him. And then page 122. Okay, so my Becky journal was named after my friend Becky, and I love her. In this journal, I have my opinion of her wearing glasses. I said, I've never seen you with your glasses on. And she said, I don't look good in them. And I said, really? Let me see. So she turned her head and I saw. She looks okay. I needed to have an opinion on Becky, like with her glasses on. She's a wonderful person with or without glasses. And I'll remember forever how I felt about my best friend wearing glasses. She looked okay. In this one, I was upset because I wanted to hang out with Becky and I couldn't. So I just went in and laid on my bed, and Quentin and his friend Micaiah came in and asked if they could hang out for 15 minutes. And my mom said, only if you bring Bailey. So first, we went to the guys' trailer where like Dan and Brendan lived, but only Jerry and Drew were there, and they were watching a movie. And Jerry said, I can understand why Quentin and Micaiah are here, but why is Bailey here? And I said, oh, because my mom said he couldn't come unless he brought me. And Drew just said, and I said, well, Quentin didn't have a good time, but I did. And like put a smiley face. I was such a savage. 18 times I was a savage in the month of May 2003. I mentioned how my brother was in a worship band over the summer, and I, play piano and love music, and I really, really wanted to be part of something. And my older brother was so cool, so I asked if I could be part of it, playing the piano. And so the guy was really nice, and he said that I could, try it out. So I did. I would have never let myself be on something like that. I was not experienced enough. I was not experienced playing with other people. I really didn't know how to do chords. I taught myself how to do chords, and it took me a few years before I really got the hang of how to do it well. I'm pretty sure the stipulation was like, we're just trying it out. But in my head, it was like, I was on the team. This is May 8th, 2003. Hi, a couple things have changed since I last wrote in you. The worst change is this. I'm out. Discarded. Unneeded, unwanted. Useless, outcast, unqualified. I am not on the team. So that's how I felt about that, which is very, very dramatic. And I was reading it and I was like, oh, Bailey. So I'm going to talk about Tara. This is named after two Taras. One of the Taras was only with us in Wisconsin for a short time, and then she moved on with her life. But she kept in touch for a long time, and when we lived overseas in Morocco, she would mail me like packages and letters. So that's one of the Taras she's named after. And the other Tara this is named after, I met Tara in 1998. After we moved to Wisconsin, she also moved to Wisconsin, and so she got to become very close with my family. She was really close with my mom. She was also on the worship team that my brother was on, and so she knew, I think, that the guy was going to call me and say, hey, we really need you on piano, and like, he was so nice about it, but I was just so hurt by it. I could only see it as like I was a failure. After I got the phone call and after supper, I went out into the woods, and I was just walking and like being sad. I was coming back out of the woods after I was done with my pity party, and Tara was coming to find me. And I didn't know that she was coming to find me until my sister told me later. She said, oh yeah, Tara changed her clothes because she was going to go into the woods and try to find you because she knew you were upset. And I was like, oh. Another really interesting thing that happened in this journal is that I mentioned the girl that my ex-boyfriend ended up marrying. And like, I didn't know my ex-boyfriend. I didn't meet him until I was 19. I wrote about her in this journal when I was 14, and she ended up marrying him. Okay, so one of the things that I was telling myself, like, yes, you have to do this journal and look like an absolute idiot, but you also get to tell one of the funniest stories. I'm going to find that story for you now.
And it's about farting.
So you're warned if you don't like fart stories. My brother and I were going to go canoeing with some friends, and then my dad came out and said that we had to watch the baby while he took Talia and Demetrius for a canoe ride. So Quentin was very upset, but he wheedled his way to the door, and I finally allowed him to go to the lake without me. I took Malik out in the stroller to where Dan and Rob and Quentin were, and Rob said, you're letting Quentin go while you're watching the baby? And I said, I guess. And he said, you don't want to go? And I said, I never said that. The boys left. Finally, My dad came back and took the baby, and I went out to sulk on the dock and chide myself for letting Quentin go. I knew he wouldn't let me hear the end of it if I didn't. All of a sudden, I hear a voice coming from the canoe. "We're coming to get you, Bailey!" I was shocked, and they pulled up by the dock because they came back for me. And then we decided to go around the island, and there was a bunch of people there. And then we went around, and on the side furthest away from where we started, there was a boat with 3 guys in it. Just then, Quentin farted, and the guys heard us. And he looked over, and Quentin said, "How's the fishing?" And I wrote, I was dying with laughter. Dan laughed too. Right now, as I am writing this, I am laughing, and I'm still laughing. How's the fishing? Another cool thing that happened in this journal is I started writing the weather. On May 21st, 2003, it was cool and sunny and warmer than yesterday. May 24th, 2003, it was warm and sunny. May 27th, 2003, it was sunny and warm. On June 1st, 2003, it was windy and it was cool, and then it became warm. So there you go. Like I said, this journal only lasted a day less than a month. I ended it on June 4th, and I just said bye for the last time. And then I wrote my name. Finished June 4th, 2003, 4:05 p.m. And I was done. A couple names popped up in here, and those names were of people who are no longer with me. My friend Danielle, and then my friend Joseph. There's no good way to talk about people who died. Really, it can feel so awkward, and especially if you don't stay close, and then you hear that they pass away, and you're like, ooh, like I feel the loss, but it's not something that affects me in my life right now. To read an entry where that person was so present and so important, it just really hit me, and I cried like a baby because I was thinking about 14-year-old Bailey and how she would have felt if she knew what was going to happen. I am thankful that I have little pieces of people that I can hold on to, that I